The only time I'll say this is it's showtime.
All right, we rolling?
We're rolling.
All right, cool. Thanks to everyone who came today. It's good to see alum here and stuff. Thanks for coming to my presentation and supporting me. My presentation of learning is about giving, just all about giving and altruism and selflessness. I think it feels really great just to give. I think it's a universal human trait that we feel better when we do service for other people. Things like generosity, kindness, but just really, instead of being caught up with like material excess and possessions and stuff, really just giving back feels really good. I noticed this on my trip, that giving felt really good when I was able to teach at a local elementary school in South Africa, and I got to teach music there. These kids had a music teacher that didn't play any instruments, so that was interesting. They really didn't have many opportunities to learn music, but since I'm really passionate about music, I got to go in there and like help these kids, and it was kind of a mess, but I just like split them up into the instruments they want to learn, and I just kept it really simple and like taught them, would teach the piano players, okay, play this chord on the piano, or a drummer like a really just standard rock beat, and it was rough, but by the end of the week, I was just there for 5 days, they could actually kind of jam together, and it was the coolest feeling just to see that work out and be like, I did that. Okay. In India, I went to took a weekend trip from my homestay in Dharamshala to go to the Golden Temple, which some of you have been to or heard about. It's amazing. And when I was first there at night, I didn't know why it was so amazing. I'm not really religious or anything, but I just felt this super warm embrace in the air, and I didn't really know what that was all about. The next morning, we were able to volunteer there for about an hour. And so how it worked out is we went there. They actually have no staff. It's all staffed by volunteers, and they feed 100,000 people daily. It's like you can come there, you can sleep there. It's a very welcoming community. So we went there and we got a free meal, breakfast, and then after we ate, we turned around and we volunteered for an hour by washing dishes or making chapati. And just the idea of turning around and giving back when something was given to you for free, accepting that gift, and then turning around and making it so that other people can also experience the same things as you, just felt really good to me. I love that feeling. This continued to make me wonder or question sort of the things that I found important in life and my values and stuff. Later in India, when I was in Delhi, I realized that my backpack was huge, and I had been living out of it, but there was a lot of stuff that I brought on the trip that I just really didn't need. And so the local NGO that we're partnered with, Cross Cultural Solutions, set up a way so that we could donate our clothes. And I was just like, I really don't need a lot of this stuff. So I gave it away, and it felt amazing. Zip up my backpack without having to sit on it. I'm sure you all know the feeling, except my parents maybe. But also just to be able to give and you know, not it really sort of strips life down to the things that matter more, and it's not in the material excess. It's in deeper things. So it continued to make me question what really matters. And after giving away my clothes and seeing that I actually felt better when I had less, it made me question like what really matters. And I figured out that we don't need that much to be happy. I think we need enough, but a lot of us live in a world where we have too much, and there's constantly things getting thrown at you. We live in a very commercial environment. I really saw this while we were living in a rural community in Ecuador called El Caballal. It was a small community of 40 families. Everyone was super casual, laid back, open. You would walk into someone's house and they would instantly offer you food or like just anything that they could. They didn't have much, but they were just so generous and wanted to give and make you feel welcome. And that really just warmed my heart and made me think about the things that you really do need, which are community, the community that was there, the generosity that they had, the compassion. All that was really powerful for me. And also, while I was hanging out with a lot of the local teenagers there who had the same interests as me, like playing soccer and doing flips into rivers and stuff like that, I realized that we're not too different. And giving, it's not about charity. It's not this idea of the haves giving to the have-nots and like, oh, fund these poor people. No, like everyone can do it. And that's because giving doesn't have to be about giving material possessions. It can be about anything at all. So throughout this trip, I've also wondered about how I can be an agent of change. It's something we discuss a lot. And I want to be an agent of change by giving more. I don't really know what that looks like in my day-to-day life, but I'm excited to find that out once I go back and just taking it day by day. I realize that you don't have to be this huge political figure or public speaker to make change happen. It can just be the little things that you do in your daily life. And so those are the things that I want to explore, and I would like to start today, and I encourage you to all do the same. I can give, you can give, we're all really not that different. So thinking about all these things and having all these themes running through my mind, I was in search of expression. And since I love music so much, I wrote a song called Just Give. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I would like to play that for you now, so that you can hear my song.
Woo!
I really like that Robin encouraged us to be creative with our POLs, because like no one wants to sit there and watch boring PowerPoint and stuff. I think it's much more fun. And I really like that everyone's been so creative and expressive with their presentations and learning. So don't take from me, I won't take from you. One day we will all just give, and today we will all just give. I'm not a hippie, I'm not a silly, I don't blow kisses willy-nilly, but this world needs more love. I'm not Gandhi or Steve Biko, I'm not king in a tuxedo, but this world needs more love. So don't take from me, and I won't take from you, no. One day we will all just give, and today we will all just give. Are you a frat boy? Are you a poor boy? Are you a drag queen dressed in corduroy? Well, you can give more love. I said, are you a fat nun? Are you a bad slut? Are you a goody two-shoe buttercup? You can give more love. So don't take from me, and I won't take from you. One day we will all just give. Well, I don't know you, and I don't know you. I'd never understand the life you choose, but you'll come around. It's a matter of time. Sometimes the long night's tears make for the best sunrise. And come that day, you won't take from me, and I won't take from you, no. One day we'll all just give, and today we'll all just give. Hey, you in the back of the crowd with your misery crying, your constant frown, I'm talking to you. You. Hey, you in the front of the club with your pistol in pocket right next to your drugs, I'm talking to you. You, oh you. take from me, and I won't take from you. One day we will all just give, and today we will all just give. Thank you very much. I'm open to any questions you guys might have.
This is more of a comment, but I just want to thank you for like giving your spirit and your generous vibe into this room. Like, I really appreciate it. And I mean, I'm 5 years out of the program, and I think I forget that I can always be charitable, even if it's just with empathy or with something else. So thank you so much. And yeah, that song rocked. Like, if you have an EP, I'm in it. Like, I love it.
Thank you for acknowledging me.
Yeah. Woo! Snaps. Oh, and I went to Amritsar and saw the Golden Temple too. Not on TBB, but I went back to India, and holy shit! Like, that place is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So super cool that you went all the way up there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot. You said you don't know what it's going to look like in your day-to-day life to give, but do you have an idea of what that might look like?
Yeah, like some idea. Like when I say the little things, it's different for everyone, which is why I didn't want to give like general examples. But like from my life, it's to say like I really like teaching people things, like little things I get like excited about. Like if someone like I like force like music on people, like I'm like, hey, I'm gonna see you down and like teach you how to play guitar and stuff like that. So that's like a little thing, or just like holding the door open for someone, or like being a good upstanding citizen, stuff like that.
How do you see giving back to yourself?
Giving back to myself. I see that as in accepting when other people give to me. I think it's easy when people compliment you or acknowledge you to just be like, oh no, and like sweep under the rug and stuff. But to really genuinely say thank you is a great way, because if everyone's giving, that also means everyone is receiving.
You know, sometimes we're all surrounded by just really negative vibes. And, you know, we want to keep giving during those times. And it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it like for you?
Well, first of all, it helps that I'm from California, because we always have good vibes there. We definitely kept that going through the trip. Yeah, it's tough. It's something I definitely, it's a challenge for me, and I struggle to continue to be in good spirits and continue to give back and be selfless when I'm in a down mood or something. Yeah, I think it's really good to work on. Yes.
So I'm sure you guys talked about this, but and you mentioned it's not just the haves giving to the have-nots. So what did you learn in terms about effective philanthropy and, you know, actually making things that material gifts that are given or loans that are made or whatever effectively done in communities to work with?
How to do it right?
Yeah.
Well, I think for me, it's like, instead of coming from a top-down approach of going in and saying like, here are the things that you need, actually just showing up to the communities or people and asking like, how can we be of service to you? Like, what do you actually need? And like hearing them out first and what life is really like there for, yeah, trying to be dogmatic. Yes.
So I come from the experience of having been a Peace Corps volunteer a long time ago, and one thing that, you know, when I went to do that, I felt like I was going to be giving a lot myself, and I found that in actuality I received a lot, I was given a lot, and that left me overwhelmingly feeling like that's actually what my experience was about. And I wondered if you had anything like that happen to you where you felt like you were more the recipient of others' gifts.
Yeah, I really did, yeah.
Any examples?
I mean, all throughout the gap year, but especially in the rural community in Ecuador, in El Cabial. It was funny, you know, I would think about feeling like I was like in part a volunteer there, as in we do field work in the morning, but really it's like I was receiving so much more like community love and acceptance, and they really accepted all of us. And like a lot of people barely spoke Spanish or anything, but like you would find a way to work around the language barrier because they just wanted to connect with you so much and really get to know you. They genuinely cared about you and your feelings and your family and like how you were doing so much that I almost don't even feel justified saying that I was volunteering there. Yeah.
Where in California are you from?
I'm from Carmel.
Okay, I'm from Pasadena, like
Cool.
suburb of LA. Yeah, good vibes, man.
Yes.
Do you see music as being a thread in your life for your giving and sharing with other people? Because I liked your story about teaching the different kids to play different instruments, and they probably felt a real sense of, you know, self-worth from learning how to play something. But how do you see that fitting into your future?
Completely, yeah. I think music is one of the best gifts because it moves people in a way that I don't think anything else can. And since I love it so much, I would love for that to be the way that I can give without having to without it having to be all about material stuff. It can, yeah, hopefully that can really be a way for me to express myself and give.